Anyone else get away?
Thank God. Okay. What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here with 420 Gamer TV, bringing you another gameplay of Friday the 13th, and in this one, we will be having a relationship talk video. Now, this one ain't going to be talking about, like, the traditional relationships that I've talked about, such as, you know, guy and girl and all that kind of shit. It's not really going to be that kind of relationship. More likely, it's going to actually be talking about the multiple different styles of relationships that are out there, such as, like, friendships, because people forget that a relationship isn't really just a relationship such as, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, and wife. No. There's friendships, which is a style of relationship, and all that other kind of stuff. Now, in this one, I'm going to be talking about how to deal with a leech. How do you get rid of a leech? And, you know, how can you tell someone's a leech? You know, because there's a difference between a leech and a person who actually, you know, needs help. A person who actually legitimately needs help. A person who's a leech is a person who has absolutely everything they need and everything they want, but yet they still ask you for more. They still demand more from you. That's a leech, okay? And that could be a guy, it could be a friend, it could be a relative, it could be, you know, a man opening your eyes and realizing what's going on. And the thing about a leech, right, is they know what they're doing. They know that they're leeching off of you. They know that what they're doing is wrong, but they don't care. Because they're going to do it anyway because they want to. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm the first one dead. Go figure. Sure, bitch. Fuck you. But, you know, they are extremely selfish people. They always think about themselves. They don't generally think of anyone else other than, you know, what they can get from that person. And or if that person's even going to be worth their time. Now, how can you tell if someone's a leech? Well, like I was saying, is if one thing that they're doing is, you know, you notice that they have something, or particularly someone, but yet they're asking you, and yet, you know, they can probably particularly ask almost anyone else other than you, but they're asking you. Well, what is it that you do for them that they're asking you and only you? And maybe there's a particular reason on why they're asking you and no one else. And the particular reason why is, for the most part, a person will leech off someone for as long as they can, all up until they realize that they can't no more because the person got wise. Which happens a lot. Like you'll be amazed on the amount of people who get leeched off of by other people, and they don't even really realize it. It's kind of sad. Oh shit, there's Jason. Oh, he's over there. Fuck that. But you know, and it literally is sad because, like, the people who are doing it on purpose because they can and because they want to, and because they don't want to use their own means to take care of themselves. Now, a person who's not a leech is generally someone who actually legitimately needs help. And, you know, there is a massive difference, quite literally a massive difference between someone who's just like, what the fuck? Yeah, that guy has to be a glitcher or some shit, because that's fucking weird. Because, I mean, quite literally, when someone's leeching off of you, it's like a horrible situation that you got yourself into. Considering the fact that, you know, depending on what they're leeching off of you, because it could be money, it could be fucking your time, such as, like, you know, they're asking you for rides all the time, they're asking you for, like, food, they'll ask you for anything. And that's the thing, like, they have, like, no boundaries of what they will ask you for. So, always be aware of that. Wait, that door says it's locked, but it's not locked. What the fuck, dude? Bernie Jason, you're a dick. Oh, someone's in the car, that's why. But, yo, and I'll definitely admit, I've been leeched off of by people before. Which is where I've learned my lesson to where I know who to help and when to stop help. And, you know, when you stop helping somebody, like this is a test, okay? So if you have a feeling that someone's leeching off of you, okay, and it's a sneaking suspicion. It's not more of like you're like, oh yeah, this person's doing it, but it's just like a little feeling, and you don't want to hurt their feelings by being mean and saying something mean, going like, oh you're leeching off of me, oh you're using me. Well, one for one, don't do that because it's fucked up. Because one, you can end up ruining. Two is you pretty much just simply tell them that you can't help them at that moment in time, even if you can, and then see their reaction, their response. And if their response and reaction is, in a normal way of going, okay, I understand, it's okay, and they're not mad at you, they're not raising their voice, they're not calling you names, they're not doing anything like derogatory towards you, then that person's not a bad person. Now, if they get upset at you and they're yelling at you, they're cussing at you, they're calling you names, and oh shit, and everything else, well then, that person's definitely leech. That person's definitely using you for whatever they're getting from you. So, get them the fuck out of your life. If they get upset that you can't do for them what they want you to, then it'd be a good thing to get out. Because at that point in time, what the fuck kind of gay ass shirt are you wearing there, bro? You don't want to, like, quite literally, you don't want to be, the dumbass just sitting there doing all this stuff for this person or these people, and come to find out that everything you did was for naught because they never really cared for you. They never really, had any good intentions for you or to have any good intentions with you, and it turned out to be, complete and total bullshit. And then at that one point in time, now you're feeling like, you're being used, and at the same time now, because of this, like for some people it makes them paranoid, and so paranoid to the point to where they'll start second guessing everything everyone says and does around them, to the point to where now they think everybody is a liar, everybody's a leech, everybody's a cheat, everybody's this, everybody's that. Like shit, like right now, like what I'm dealing with is fucking, my ex Isa's family, and well, not her. Isa hasn't messaged me in days, thank God. But her family has sat there and proceeded to message me, going, "Oh well, if you truly love Isa, you'll do this or you'll do that," and it's all about money. And it's like, I don't quite understand where I would have to send money to somebody to prove that I care and love them. It's like, I understand that, helping someone out when they need it, but the problem with that is, if the person doesn't trust me, and if the person sits there and tells me they hate me, and, all this other kind of shit, and has so much mistrust towards me, that's just a massive waste of my time and my money to help somebody who's just sit there and repeat the same shit over and over and over again. Straight up. Like, quite literally, that's what I've been dealing with. And, that's a form of a leech. Is someone who, like, quite literally, as soon as you help them... Okay, no. Case in point, actually. This is what really started making me second guess Isa and everything that she was doing. Because if I wasn't able to help her, and I mean God's honest, was not able to help her, she would sit there and not believe me. She thought that, I just didn't want to send any money and like all this other kind of shit. It's like, no, that's not the case. The case of the matter is that I just don't have the means. I can't do it. And she'd get mad and upset and just choose and ignore me, ignore all my messages. I'd sit there and message her, I'd call her, I'd do all that shit. all that shit. And it would be a constant thing, to the point to where she would sit there and ignore my messages. She then would message me, tell me to leave her alone or stop messaging her. It's like, really? And then as soon as I send the money, then her attitude changes. Then she's nice. Then she's getting along with me. Now, she's being friendly and all this other kind of shit. It's like, oh, really? And she thought I was stupid and wouldn't catch on to that shit. It's like, and I called her out on it. Honestly, I did. I was like, you do realize that every single time that I'm not able to help you, you get mad. But yet, as soon as I like kill myself and bend myself over backwards and shove my own head up my ass and figure out some way to get this money and then give it to you, which then at the same time I screw myself, because I have no money for food, or I have no money for something I need to get, so then I'm forced to wait, which has happened to me at least 3 or 4 different occasions to help her. And then her attitude changes, but yet she still fucking proceeds to ignore me. She'll give me excuses of, oh, well, okay, thank you, I'll be busy, I'll talk to you later, and then later never happens. So, I'm one of those kind of guys that if you blow me the fuck off, like, blow me off, period, it don't matter. Like, if we make plans to do something and you blow me off, that's strike one. And I don't say shit. That's the funny thing about me. I won't say shit. And then strike 3, and then when you actually try to, make plans with me or do something with me, then I say, fuck off, fuck you, or I say, no, I don't want to, because you're going to blow me off again. And I know you are, because you've done it this many times already, so I see no point in wasting my time, my energy, or my money to do that for you. Screw that noise. And it's like, trust and believe me, constantly dealing with people like this will turn you into something that you more than likely will not like, because it will turn you into a very cold, calculating, and just like, I wouldn't say self-destructive. I'm not self-destructive, but I would definitely say that I protect myself so much to the point to where I don't really trust anybody, at least to full face value. The way my brain works is, as soon as someone tells me something, my brain clicks on and it goes, okay, yeah, they may be saying this, but let's see if their actions prove what they're actually saying. And more than likely, their actions prove different of what their words are saying. Which is why in not just one, but several of my videos, I say, go by what they do and not what they say. Actions prove louder than fucking words. Okay? And, if someone truly cares and truly, actually has your best interests at heart, then they won't sit there and hurt you in any way, shape, or form. Whether it be physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, they won't do it. Because they know what it feels like. Or they care about you so much that they wouldn't want you to be in pain. When someone cares about someone, that's the one thing is that they try to do, is to avoid as much, pain infliction as possible. But here's another way to tell that someone's a leech, is if they're doing wrong, you call them out on it, and they blame you for it. Everything is your fault. Oh, well, if you didn't do this, I wouldn't do this. If you weren't like this, I wouldn't be like... It's like, no, that's just, playing the blame game. That's just someone trying to score points. It's like, well, fuck that noise. That's what children do. Are you a child or are you an adult? You know what I mean? And, when you have these specific kind of people in your life, it adds weight onto you, adds stress onto you, and adds, just unwanted emotions that you don't want to deal with onto you. And
has a reward for you.
As it all builds up and piles up, it depends on the kind of person you are. Some people turn to alcohol. Some people turn to heavy-duty drugs. Some people will kill themselves. Some people kill themselves. Some people, kind of like bury themselves off into like a corner. Not literally a corner, but some people will literally just, kind of like shield themselves away from people. That's me. I decided to pretty much keep myself away from people to keep myself from either A, hurting someone physically really badly, or B, saying some really mean, fucked up shit, because I am a very mean asshole when someone pisses me off. You could be a guy or a girl, I don't give a fucking shit. I'm gonna tell you exactly how it is. I'll call you out on your shit, and I'll use every single fucking evil, fucked up thing ever against you. Baseball freak. Boo boo baby. Jellybreaker, what? Mario! Where's Luigi at? But yeah, dealing with leeches, though, will almost turn you cold-hearted. Quite literally. But I've been like this most of my life because the way I grew up. The way I grew up was pretty distant from close loved ones, so like the whole like I really don't even know how to put it. That's how like emotionally detached I am from most shit. And that's the problem is like when you're dealing with that kind of shit, like just so many fucked up people and fucked up situations in life to the point to where you will become emotionally detached from shit. And you won't even really mean to, but it will just be like that, like almost automatically, because like you just sit there and go, yeah, well, this is just happened again. So what's the point of feeling, like too excited about this or excited about that or pissed off about this? Like, which I find funny because like constantly, like the entire time that my ex's fucking grandmother's been messaging me, it's like, oh, uh, you hate Isa, you hate Isa, Isa says you hate her. It's like, I don't fucking hate anybody. Quite literally, even the people who fucking screwed me over, I don't hate them. I just leave them the fuck alone. Quite literally, that's what I do. I see no point on wasting my time, my energy, and my emotions on hating someone when I can just leave them the fuck alone. That is more effective than, oh, I hate you. No, just don't have anything to do with them. Have nothing to do with them. Never talk to them again. Never hang out with them again. And that is a bigger lesson learned than anything else. That's a bigger lesson learned, period, than, you sitting there fucking verbally telling the person or hanging around the person going, oh, this is why I don't like you, or fuck that. Just stay the fuck away from them. You will feel lonely. It sucks, but at the same time, you are not dealing with that stupid bullshit that you're dealing with before. Trust me. I've dealt with that kind of shit a lot through my life. Sweet, I'm the sexy nerd.
I have to do something. I have to escape.
And this is kind of the reason why I give this advice to people and do these videos and everything, so people can avoid to feel like this, because feeling like this sucks. Quite literally, it does. I mean, I miss the excitement of wondering if a woman's ever interested in me. I don't have that no more. I don't get excited about that kind of thing. I still get a hard on and shit, but I mean like that, like exciting, like oh my god, heart beating like extremely rapidly kind of feeling. Like I don't get that shit no more. Like there's certain feelings and emotions that are like so dulled out that practically they're not even a year-long relationship that was just complete and total bullshit. Holy fuck, dude. Can't move 2 fucking inches without it like glitching. But dealing with a relationship for 5 years where the person just hated you and vilified you, and you're just always the bad person, no matter what. Like emotions and feelings get really dulled the fuck out over time. So dull to the point to where like quite literally they're non-existing. And try explaining that to people. People look at you all funky and go, what the fuck? It's like, yeah, I know you think I'm full of shit, which is all good. So I sit there and explain my life that, I grew up in a drug house. My mom was a heavy duty drug addict and drug dealer. On top of that, all her boyfriends fucking were pretty much drug addicts, drug dealers, or drug pushers. And there's a difference. Um, shit. One of her fucking boyfriends actually cooked meth in a shed that we had in our backyard. We had a SWAT team go through our fucking house. SWAT team shot fucking gas canisters into my room. Fucking suffocated to death. First time I ever died. And I was like my son's age. I was 5 years old. They resuscitated me outside the house. The first thing I remember is seeing one of my mom's friends, which technically wasn't a friend. He was a dude that they sold fucking drugs to on a regular, trying to push up a fucking fire truck, and I mean a fire truck, up an inclined hill like this. That's how fucking twacked this dude was. And the funny thing about it was, all the cops and SWAT who were there were just watching this dude sit there, yell and scream, "Get the fuck out of my friend's house! This is there, yeah!" And I mean, this dude is full out, yelling and screaming, and it's like, what the fuck? And then here comes two SWAT officers, just plow this dude to the ground. Fucked him up. It was the funniest shit I've ever seen. And like most people would find that as like a traumatic experience. I thought that shit was hilarious. I still to this day think that shit was hilarious, but that's a very fucked up situation. One of those situations, and those are one of the reasons why I refuse to have anything to do with drugs. Like, my mom made me grow up in that life, and I'm actually kind of grateful for it, because it taught me a lot of lessons. It taught me, what to watch out for. It taught me that there's certain people that, can get better, and then there's certain people who can't. And you can tell who can and who can't. Trust me, there's a massive difference between the people who can and who can't. Somebody who can get better is someone who wants to get better. I mean, truly, like, they choose to. It's not like they're told that they need to, or, they won't have a place to stay, or, whatever. You can't give them stipulations. They have to come up with it all on their own. And when they do, they're more likely to succeed, especially if they actually have people there to actually help them, get through it, be a positive influence, not, sit there and be negative, because that is what will cause any kind of an addict, alcohol or drugs, period, it don't matter, to go back to it, is, them getting negative feedback, especially by the people who are supposed to be their support system. So if you're someone's support system, don't be a douche and sit there and fucking, be all fucked up and do that, okay? Just don't. If you want someone to get better, you have to help them. And, coming from the lifestyle I had, the way my mom was, my mom, like, what the fuck? I was just about to get into the house, too. The host left the game. What a little bitch. Like, look at that. You were kicked. Host left the game. Wow. I literally get to the cabin, just about to walk into the cabin, and the host leaves like a little bitch. That is just so funny. Go figure. But yeah. So when it comes dealing with leeches, you have to kind of understand that, it's gonna be a constant thing until you actually, like, literally cut them the fuck off. And the thing about them is, some of them won't quit until they actually quite literally get the hint of you actually ignoring them long enough to the point to where they actually go, oh shit, this person literally doesn't want to talk to me no more. This person literally wants nothing to do with me no more. And then they find someone else. And then they continue to proceed to do what they are doing, unless they actually learn a lesson. And usually they don't learn that lesson until after they lose a lot of people in their life. And, that's the sad part, personally, because usually a leech will have lots and lots of people in their life, and then, after they start burning bridges after bridge after bridge after bridge because they're screwing all these people over, and all these people decide to say, fuck it, I'm not going to be, continue to be fucked with like this, then that person loses another friend and another friend and another friend and another friend and another friend, and so on and so forth, until they finally go, oh shit, I don't have anybody. And then they realize what true loneliness really feels like, is when you can actually sit there, you'll have stuff on your brain, stuff you want to talk to somebody, not just, talk, but I mean, like, literally get it off your chest and get another human being's, like, perspective. But when you don't have that, and you can't actually be able to actually sit there and share how you feel with someone, then you're truly lonely. I mean, you can have all the people around in the world, but when you can't really have anyone to talk to, that's loneliness. Because you either A, don't trust them, or B, you don't have anyone there. And that's usually the two reasons. Because if you don't trust them because you don't trust them to actually keep what you're telling them between you two, and or you're afraid that they're going to be offended by what you say. Those are usually the two reasons why someone won't tell someone something. Because usually if someone gets offended by something, usually they don't want to talk to you no more, depending on the severity of it all. And how sensitive they are as a little bitch. Because there are some sensitive little bitches out there, I'll tell you that much. But still, it's like, when dealing with them, you have to just cut the cord, get rid of them. And, if you're a person like me and you have very limited amount of people in your life, and, the way you view it, at least the way I view it, is it's like, I may have very little, but at least the very little I know and that I do choose to have and I do choose to deal with, I know what to expect out of them. I know what's going to happen with them, and, I know that I can trust them. With, leeches, not so much. Fuck that shit. And I mean, that's exactly almost exactly what my ex Isa was pretty much that. Even to this day, she still blames me for everything. It's like, you can blame me for it all, whatever you want. I'm not the one who, messaged you and said it was over. I just said, okay. I just agreed and stayed with it. Even though I did go against my own advice that I give people and not to take anyone back, and I did take her back 3 different times, and she did the exact same thing 3 different times. And it was it was pretty much over the same person, I do believe, too, actually, now that I think about it. Well, actually, no, 2 times she got pissed off over, like, some Filipino girl that she thought I was talking to. Like, some classmate of her, or ex-classmate of hers. And then my other ex, my son's mom, decided to spitefully start messaging Isa and telling her that me and her were getting along and we were talking and all this other kind of like really like retarded fucked up shit. It's like, no, we're not talking. Matter of fact, actually, I blocked her on Facebook and on my phone because she's just a very highly irresponsible mother. And I mean, calling her a mom makes me feel sick to my stomach because she don't act like one at all. And that's the really fucked up part. And I've given her plenty of opportunities and options over the last, almost year. Because it's almost February. February 13th and February 14th were the 2 days that I found out that she's planning on leaving. Because what happened was, right, is on the 13th, she decided to tell me that, she was cheating on me. And the reason why she decided to tell me that was because the day before that, the 12th, she came up to me and randomly asked me, she's like, babe, I want to go visit my brother down in California in May. Or, she said in May. I'm like, okay. You want to go when in May? She's like, oh, I want to leave at the beginning. He's like, oh, so you want to leave before my birthday? You want to be there? And I'm sitting there going, like, okay. And my first thought process is like, well, I don't know if I said, I don't know if we will all be able to make it down there. And she gave me the evilest look. Oh my god. She's like, what do you mean, we all? It's like, all of us. I mean, why wouldn't me and Noah go too? I mean, we have family down there in the same town that you're going to. She's like, ugh, well, you just don't trust me. It's like, what the fuck? Where'd that come from? It's like, you think I'm gonna cheat on you, don't you? It's like, I didn't, but now I do. It's like, when you're sitting there trying to plan out a trip for yourself, and my first response is, okay, well, we'll all go together because, Noah has family down there. Your brother is his uncle. So I'm pretty sure if that was the actual legitimate reason that that's what you were doing, then why not all of us go? Ding, 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 because that's what the bitch was gonna go do. She was gonna go cheat on me and go be with another dude. Her original plan was this: go down there, go be with this dude, go sleep with this dude for a little while, come back, and then continue her life up here doing whatever the fuck she was gonna be doing, and or just not come back. It was either gonna be one of those two things that she was gonna do. And either way, she's gonna waste ass tons of my money. Like, what? Wait, you want me to buy like a $300+ plane ticket for you to go down there and possibly not come back? Wait, what? Right. No. So then, the 13th came. Then she finally decided to tell me, yeah, I'm cheating on you. I've been talking and I've been a whole lot of other kind of shit with this other dude. Funny, ironic thing was, it was a dude I actually knew from high school that, like, I saved this kid's ass from a group of kids because they were about to beat the living shit out of him. But of course, I didn't know exactly what the reason was. Didn't know that he was a little fucking weirdo and he deserved to get his ass beat. But anyways, found that out, and after I found out who it was, I even told her, it's like, you don't want to be with that guy. That dude he's a fucking child molester. He's a fucking womanizing piece of shit. You think he's strictly with you right now? Oh, fuck no. And I showed her like at least 4 different profiles that he had on Facebook, all current and active, that he was actually on at different times. All had different girlfriends. It's like, you are just like one of like 4 or 5 or 10, because he thinks he's hot shit, which is funny as fuck. And that is like the weirdest thing I don't understand, is why is it the cheating ass motherfuckers are the ones who can find all the girls and sometimes find really pretty ones? I don't understand it. I mean, like, do you have to be like a douchebag, like just like, oh, I don't give a fuck about you kind of like guy to actually be able to get a girl? Like, shit, what the fuck, man? Because all the women that's ever actually been either attracted to me or dated me have all had one thing in common. They truly weren't interested in me. They were interested in shit I could do for them, whether it be give them a place to stay, which was my ex Stacy. That's pretty much what she wanted out of me. And then after a while, it proceeded to me taking care of her. I pretty much became her dad. That's how fucking awkward it was with her. It's like, I literally felt like her dad. And a few of our arguments were actually about that. About how the fact that, like, she acted so like a child, which there's nothing wrong with acting like a kid at times, but she acted like a child a lot. And I'm not talking about goofball, funny, like, cutesy things. No. I mean, like, just all the time, almost every fucking reaction period was childish. It's like, what the fuck? 5 years of it. I literally felt like a single father of 2 kids. Cooking, cleaning, like, it was horrible. It sucked. Now, later on on the 13th, right? She then decides to try to fix it with me and everything. Mainly just because she wanted sex. Like, she was horny as shit because her and that dude were like I'm pretty sure talking dirty or something, but she was horny as shit. 5 years with this woman, I know exactly when she's horny as fuck and when she wants to fuck. And I sat there and I said, fuck no, I know what you're doing. Like, you just told me that you're cheating on me and shit. You think that I want to sleep with you? You think I want to have anything to do with you right now? She's like, but I told you I wanted to work things out. It's like, yeah, that don't mean we're gonna have sex right now. Like shit. 5 years together and 5 years with no sex. Have you not learned one thing from me? I can give you what you want unless you give me what I want. And what I want is to actually have a fucking actual conversation without any yelling. And I want to see what the fuck's actually going on. No bullshit. What the fuck is it you want? And then the next day comes, right? Because we were supposed to talk, but she went back in the room. She put Noah to sleep, and she stayed in there. And I said, okay, fuck it. Don't want to talk. I'm good with that. 14th comes, Valentine's Day. Bam. Decides to drop the bomb of, oh yeah, I'm leaving. I'm leaving the state. I'm gonna go be with such and such. It's like, oh, okay. Cool. How you get there? And then all the way from the 14th all the way up until I think about the 28th of February. That was the last day she was actually here in this house because I asked her to leave. I didn't kick her out. I asked her to leave and calm down because she was now starting to toss all the stuff around because she wanted to leave. And I mean, like, every single day it was, I want to leave, I want to leave, I want to leave, I don't want to be here no more, I want to leave, I want to leave. It's like, okay, then, I mean, like, then, what, you want me to, like, pull a magic fairy out of my ass and say, hey, I need plane tickets? Like, what the fuck? I don't have, like, a magic tree that just produces as much money as I need. I fucking wish. But it's like, you know, I straight out told her, it's like, you're gonna have to wait until next month when you get your money, and you're gonna have to use your money to pay for your plane ticket to get your ass to where you want to go. Easy as that. And as far as I know, she did, because the 20th, like, after she left, she never came back because she took all her stuff and then she proceeded to go to a shelter, which was all on her. I think it was on the south side or something. Put it this way, it was not in a good part of town. But went to a shelter. My grandma offered her a place to stay. My grandma offered her several times that she can actually live at her house and pay her rent and everything else, and she can live there. No, she'd rather go down to a whole nother state, which is California, and live there in a town that's full of drug addicts and child molesters and rapists. Fuck that town. And she's been there since roughly March 3rd. Sometime in March was the last time she was ever actually here. So, March 1st, roughly, is when I'm going to declare that that's one whole year she hasn't been here. Technically, I can go from February 28th. Actually, you know what? I think I am going to do that every February 28th because technically, that is the day that she left, and that was the last day I ever really saw her. And not talked to her, but saw her. And that was the last day that she ever, like, really had anything to do with the care of our child. Even though she really didn't take care of him ever. I was the one who made him food all the time. I was the one who got him fucking Kool-Aid or juice or whatever. She just laid her fat ass in the fucking bed. And that's the funny thing. See, I have no problem calling a woman that, you know, mistreated me after, now that we're no longer together, a bitch or any other kind of fucked up name. Generally if they kind of like, I'd say, I don't want to say triggered me, but if they kind of like pushed that button. And Stacy's very, 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 very good at pushing that button. But, yeah. And she's like the keynote of a leech. Like, she's like the keynote of a leech. Because she sits there and blames the person that she's leeching off of for all her problems or for whatever's going on or whatever. And then can't take any responsibility for her own actions of what she's doing. Because for the most part, most of her actions cause what goes on in her life. Generally also why I like to stay at home. Because when you stay at home, you tend not to get yourself in trouble. Which ain't true, because there's times I still get myself in trouble somehow. But remember, when dealing with a leech, much like how dealing with a real one, just burn that fucker, rip it off. That's what you gotta do. Burn him and get him the fuck out of your life. Rip the fuck out and just discard him. Toss him the fuck to the side. Say, nah, this is how you're gonna be, this is how you're gonna treat me. I'm good, I'm done. Because they will continuously do it. And it'll get you to a mental point to where you're now starting to physically, suffer. Meaning, like, you'll start getting sick because you're so depressed, or you're eating less, or you're eating more, or you're now drinking a lot of alcohol to kind of like help suppress it. Trust me, you don't want to do that. Just getting those people out and finding positive people, which it's hard. Trust and believe me, it's fucking hard finding a positive person in this day and age who isn't gonna judge you for your point of view. Even if and that's the thing, is like, people now just judge people for their point of view other than actually hearing their point of view and then giving them their point of view. I mean, whatever happened to that? I mean, now it's just like, there's like this like self-privilege of like everybody. It's like, oh, well, I'm like the most important thing in the world. It's like, no, you're fucking not. Actually, in a realistic sense, no one is fucking the most important thing or person in the fucking world. Wanna know why? Because a meteor can come crashing down today or tomorrow or the next week and kill us the fuck all. Do you think we're important? No, we're not. We're just everyday average people just trying to live. It's you self-entitled fucking douchebags who make the world like not fun. I mean, shit. I'm pretty sure if we had less of them, this fucking world would be pretty fucking happy right now. I can imagine most of this world would be like California, like a good portion of Californians, just chill as fuck. Just sit there and voice their opinion and hear someone else's opinion and be totally cool with it. Like, oh, really? That's how you feel? That's cool. This is how I feel. I mean, people can't like share their opinion without like getting attacked nowadays, like either verbally or fucking physically. It's fucking insane. Between the feminists and SJWs and fucking big towels and God knows however many acronyms and fucking syllables and retarded names are out there. It's like, we're all human beings, for God's sakes. We all may have different color skin and genders and, acknowledgements, but we're all still one fucking singular word. Human. And one thing to help keep you in that way is not dealing with people like that, because it ain't fun. But I think I'm gonna call it a video. It's at 44 minutes in. I'm pretty sure I ain't gonna find a match. I kinda don't want to. So, I hope everyone has a great day, a great night, a great evening, all that great shit. You know exactly what I mean. Catch me for the next one. Later, guys.